Right, ladies, who is ready for the challenge this week? Mindful Me Challenge. So we're starting tomorrow. And as some of you are already subscribed to my email list, you probably already received all the material, all the worksheets we're going to do. And let's get into it. So today I'm just going to explain a little bit any doubts that might occur. And I'm doing this on the day before, and I know there'll be more people joining and watching this later. If you're joining us the day after, welcome. So great to have you here too. But let's get into it. So for you guys that are already with it and want to just make a start and plan few little things that can kind of like help you get ready for tomorrow. So let's do this. So the intention of this is really to explore mindfulness and be more present with our food, with our body, with our emotions this week, and really take time for self-care. Just like really take time to be with ourselves. So we're gonna start with the meal planner. So I'm just gonna go through some questions that are usually common. You might come up some doubts about how to do this. So here we're gonna start with the meal planner, and you're gonna write down, you're gonna fill out up to 10 boxes of the things that you might want to make this week. So why do I write this? You might want to make, because it's a loose plan. There is no restrict plan. This is just an idea, just to keep yourself organized. And the reason I'm doing this is because one of the traps that make people continue this like binge restrict cycle is sometimes lack of organization. You don't have enough food in your fridge, you don't really know what you're gonna cook, and then it comes dinner time, you're starving, and then you end up snacking or like just getting a takeaway, for really no reason. Like you could have planned a little bit better, and you don't have to wait until last minute to make your decision. So this is just something to make things more practical and easier for you, but do not take this as a restrict meal plan. That is not the intention of it. This is flexible. So you're gonna pick some boxes here and you're gonna fill out a few of them, 10 of them, no more, just to have like a loose plan in your mind. And because tomorrow is Thursday, and I know most of us go shopping the weekend, what I suggest you to do is maybe you plan the next few days with the foods you already have in your fridge, like some, you have some ingredients that you can make things out of that. So use those first and create those next ones. Maybe here you start here on Thursday, and then you plan some foods you can make with the foods you already have. And then from there, like Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and then from there, you think about the foods you want to go and buy when you go food shopping next time. So you can kind of like go with that. And I think that's a really good idea. And in my experience, I find the dinner times usually the most tricky, but all meals are important. And if we don't want to binge eat, we need to keep our blood sugar balanced and leveled. And for that to happen, we have to eat consistently. Like don't get too hungry, don't get so starving that all our good intentions of looking after ourselves and being healthy just get out of the window. We need to start thinking about our food before we get starving hungry, because if you feel hungry, you're just going to eat whatever's in front of you. Okay, so let's try to do that. If you guys have any questions, you can always comment here and I'll add to the following video. So my intention is to come here every day and to answer your questions and anything that's going on and share with you. All right, so this is the meal planner. And then the next one is things I might need to buy to make it happen. So once you decided what you're gonna cook, let's say you're gonna make a veg curry on Friday night. So what do you need? So my veg curry, I use chickpeas, carrots, tomato sauce, coconut milk, onions, garlic. So all these things I'm saying in my mind, because I have done this recipe so many times, I already know what I need. I'm gonna go down here and write down. So you're gonna do that with all the recipes, with all the ingredients. It's just gonna help you get more organized. The other thing is suggest, I think you should stick to things you used to do. Like I wouldn't recommend you go too adventurous in cooking this week, because I really want you to focus on yourself. not on food. So this is not about the food itself. This is about you checking in with yourself and making sure you're having enough nourishing food. So this is not about going crazy on recipes, okay? Because I don't want you spending too much time worrying about what you're gonna cook. I want you to spend more time checking in with yourself. How are you feeling, your mood, your emotions, what's coming up for you, you know, what kind of patterns do you find yourself trapped in, and what usually, you know, triggers the urge to binge. That's the kind of thing I want to explore with you this week. So go for the easy recipes, like things you used to do, but just trying to make them healthier, just trying to add nourishing foods in. Let's say you love pasta and you usually make, I don't know, cheese pasta, you know, cheesy pasta, something like that. So try to add some spinach into it, some tomatoes into it, something, a handful of vegetables. That's the deal here, okay? We're not gonna go crazy on recipes. So once you know what you need to buy, you're gonna go down here and add to your shopping list. So fruit and veg, you know, whatever comes from nature, just put down here. Protein, if you're not really sure what is protein, what's not protein, so you think about usually animal products, they're usually protein. Vegetable protein are usually beans, chickpeas. They're kind of like half and half protein, half carbs, but you can count them as carbs as well. So beans, black beans, peas, chickpeas, lentils, so hummus, so anything made of that, like falafels, hummus, tofu. Yeah, that's kind of like the things that come in my mind right now. But if you have any questions and if you're not sure if that food is a protein or a carb, it doesn't really make that much of a difference, but it's just good to know, because at least you know when you put your plate together, you have all the food groups in it and then it's balanced. You know, that's going to help you balance your blood sugar. And then when your blood sugar is leveled, you don't have so much cravings, especially sugar cravings. Okay. So carbs are bread, pasta, noodles, rice, any sugar, ice cream, anything. Here I wrote more in a way that like things you're gonna prepare your meal, your savory meal. So I wouldn't recommend you writing sweets in here or anything if you're gonna buy anything sugary, but more like the main ingredients if you're gonna cook a meal, like a recipe. So rice, pasta, noodles, quinoa, barley. There's just so many different types of carbs you can add in here. Brown rice, white rice. Yeah, just go with what you're more familiar with it for now. And then when you more advanced, when you just are more aware of, you know, what's going on for you, then you can start getting more adventures with your food and your recipes. So fats, ideally, you know, healthy fats like avocados, coconut oil, nuts and seeds, even like cream, like dairy products, if that's something you use, like to make a sauce or something, you can add here. Yeah, so fats are those. Olive oil. Anything else that you want to add here that is none of this? And I left 2 places here in blank so you can add different things. Like if you have pets and if you need to buy like pet foods or something, and then you're going to use this list for everything, not just for, you know, this challenge, but for other things. I just try to make this more useful. So if you're going to buy like baby food, pet food, or cleaning products, or personal care products, like you just add here and then add your little list here on the bottom. That's just to make things easier. Right, so those 2 are the ones you're going to fill out only once this week. It's going to take a little bit more time. So if you want to get started there and kind of like get an idea what you already have in your fridge, what you want to buy and things like that, that's a good idea. What I really recommend is when it comes to like your fruit and veg, every time you go shopping, you're trying to pick different ones. You know, it's good to have a look what's in season, because it's going to be cheaper and tastier and nice, you know, and fresh. But trying to explore your vegetables, like go with it different. If you bought broccoli last week, buy cauliflower this week. Try to change your vegetables. Like don't go for the exact same vegetables all the time. Change them, because different vegetables have different nutrients and different vitamins. So If you get more variety in your plate, that's better. You know, that's better for you, better for your health, better for your body. Right, this one here, you're gonna fill out tomorrow, so you can start in the morning. So you can print, if you're gonna do it by hand, you can print 7 sheets of this. If you're doing your computer, you can also, you know, fill out digitally. You can write down here digitally and just keep on track of it. But save it, you know, have a little photo on your computer or something. You can save different pages of the same page every day, so you can look back and read them, you know, if you need to, if something that is happening again and again and again, so you can have a look at it and see, you know, what's going on. So you're gonna put the dates in here again, the dates of the week. These are number of glasses of water, so you can just tick one here. So 1, 2, 3, how many glasses you had a day. So this is a 250 ml. So usually like a mug or a cup, like a big cup. So you just count on that. It's like an average of like 2, 3 liters a day, but it depends. There is no rule. There is no rule for water. Of course, water is good for you and great, and you need water to flush everything in your body. Your body needs water to function, but there is not a rule, like a target you need to reach. You know, you really need to kind of check in with yourself, like, how do you feel? How's your skin? Do you feel, does your skin feel dry, your hair feeling dry, your mouth, you know, like, how are you feeling? Maybe you need more water, so you'd like to set a goal for yourself to increase your water intake. Or do you think that you're already having enough water, you feel fine? Okay, just to make sure you are drinking some. And when I say water, you know, I'm not saying tea, coffee, juice. Water, that's all. Okay, nothing mixed, no juice, ideally no squash, no flavors or anything. Just try to drink it plain. So here you're gonna put the times of the day. So if you start in the morning, you're gonna put your first meal, your breakfast, if that's what you have. And if you're not really a breakfast person, I really encourage you to try to become a breakfast person, because there's so many studies that says that it regulates the rest of your day, like your blood sugar for the rest of the day. But I also want you to check in with yourself and really be, you know, connected, like how hungry you feel. Are you ready to eat or not? That is something I'm gonna discuss later. So here you're gonna put the time of the day, the place where you ate. You can also add who you ate with, it also makes difference. You know, some people trigger something in us. Some people eat fast and then we eat fast too. Some people eat slow and then we slow down. So if that is something relevant for you, or if you eat alone and you feel triggered when you eat alone, that is a good thing to keep track on. Food and drink, you don't need to go too specific here. You don't need to add all the ingredients or anything. If you make like spaghetti bolognese, just add spaghetti bolognese. You don't need to add everything else, like what you're having with it. So it's just a very simple and basic way just to track your food. You don't need to write down amounts if you don't want to. Calories, no, don't add calories. This is not about counting calories. This is just to reflect on the food choices you're making. Hunger level, how you're feeling before your meal and how you're feeling after your meal, your mood. There is a little hunger scale later on the next few pages. I'm going to explain that a little bit more. Note anything that you want to note, you want to keep on track, and something that is relevant for you on that day that you want to remember later. Like specifically, there's like certain foods make you feel a certain way. So maybe you had, I don't know, cheese that day and you felt uncomfortable and had like reflux, or you had like, you felt bloated, something that you think a specific food caused in your body, that is something you can keep on track. Because if you eat again that week, you can go back and see, oh, this time didn't happen. Was it the amount? Was it the actual food? You know, really explore and be curious, like how your body's functioning, like what's going on inside. Here I put a little ideas of your mood. I know that it's sometimes really hard to kind of like describe how we're feeling, and then especially if you're not used to do this can be a bit difficult in the beginning. So I just suggest like for you to take a moment and like take a deep breath and really, you know, check in with yourself. How am I feeling today? How am I feeling right now? And like be very honest. You know, it doesn't have to be pretty and and lovely and happy all the time. Like if you feel moody, if you feel annoyed, if you feel bored, if you're feeling anxious, like something's gonna happen, you're not feeling very well, just write down. Okay? Write down that and after. We're not trying to change the mood here, we're just observing. So it's okay. If you're hungry, you ate and you're still hungry, that's absolutely fine. Just write down. Your hunger levels, how you were before your meal, how you're feeling after your meal. I'll explain that. So daily reflections, ideally you should do this one in the evening, in the end of your day, maybe after dinner. I think it's a really good time. So again, put your date, put your day of the week, self-care practice, anything you did for yourself. Movement includes here, like if you went to the gym, if you went for a walk or a bike ride or dancing, anything, just write down here something you did for your body that day, your self-care of the day, or even for sleep, like rest, like you just needed to rest, and that was your self-care. Today I feel, check in again, like in the end of the day, you know, many things happen to you that day, and after all, like how do you feel right now, and try to be as precise as possible. Go back to one word or like two, and don't need to, you know, go too far here. If you feel like you want to go far, if you want to explore more, I really recommend you go journaling. And that's a really good way to start journaling. Today I feel, and just let out. Just write down pages and pages until you let everything out. I think that's a really good practice, but here we're just trying to keep it precise and concise and small. But yeah, I do encourage you to do that if you feel like. Quality of my sleep. We all know how much sleep interferes in the way we feel and the way we eat and the way our mood is. So many things. So knowing how much sleep you need, it's a really good thing to know about yourself. You know, some experts would say eat 8 hours, sleep 8 hours a night, but maybe for you, you need 10 if you're rested and refreshed. Or maybe for you, you need 6 and you're absolutely fine with that. So that is something you can learn about yourself, and you can keep on track on it, and you can see that, you know, what changed from one day to the other, you know, what's really happening there. Yeah, this is good. So urgent situations and times of meal. So if you had an urge or something, or a situation that triggered you, like a social situation, that is something different in your day that you're feeling triggered and that is changing the way you're eating, like specific cravings. If you also want to add the time of the month, like your period, if you're on your period, which day you're on your period or before, that's also relevant here, because we do tend to have more cravings and more urges before our period, and that's absolutely normal. And that's something you can keep on track and learn about yourself, and you're gonna see throughout the week how this is gonna change, you know. So this is not about like denying yourself things. That's the opposite. That's about allowing yourself to have things so you don't feel so out of control around food. You just learn how to nourish your body in a better way without having so much limitations. So the actual limitations, you know, the actual not allowing yourself to have what you want, it's what causes the urge and the binges. You know, if you stop giving, you know, giving a special value to a certain food, it just goes away after a certain time. Of course, it takes some time to balance out. But if you have been restricting for very long, you kind of feel like, oh, I can give myself permission to have that, because if I have one, I'm gonna have everything. So every time you keep putting restrictions on yourself, it just builds up this urge, and like this food becomes very special. So when you have some of their food around, and if you eat when you want, it just lose all this power. But that is something that, you know, for some people it takes a while to get to this point. But I'm happy to explore with you, no matter where you are in this journey. So lessons and takeaway from today. So you're just gonna sit with yourself and kind of reflect. So here we're not talking about how you feel, but more like the takeaways and the lessons. Like, what did you learn about your day today? Like how banana made you feel, you know, like things like that. I want you to write down like things that was good for you and things that not very good for you. Like, what did you do on that day that you want to do differently tomorrow? things you want to improve, things that you know is not working and you want to do different, and what's your plan? That's what I want you to write down here. This is a really, really important piece. Right, and the end, the last page, this is what you're going to look at when you have to fill out these boxes here: hunger level and mood, before and after. So you can go back here if you're not familiar with that. You can print this out, leave somewhere you can find easily. So this is the hunger scale. This scale goes from 1 to 10. 1 from completely starving, like dizzy, almost fainting, to 10, think about Christmas dinner, like stuffed, you can barely walk, like if you're uncomfortable, when it just is not pleasant. You wait way, way beyond that, what you actually needed. So ideally, we should aim to start eating between 3 and 4 here on the hunger scale. Like we're hungry, but not too hungry, or already thinking about food, but we're not on that desperate level, because as I said, when you're desperate for food, things don't go very well. And then once you've eaten, you're gonna go to maybe 6 or 7, depends. For me, it really depends on the time of the day. During the day, like my working hours, I keep on 5, 6. Like I prefer to have small snacks throughout the day, because I feel like it keeps my energy levels up, and I don't feel like lethargic and tired, because I have to be awake and alert. So I usually go down to 7 at dinner time in the evening, when I can just like relax. When I don't have any plans, I usually do my fitness in the evening. And if that day I'm not doing any fitness and I'm not doing any workouts, I usually, make myself a bigger meal and then go down to 7. But that is just personal. You do what works for you. So for me, as an example, when I do my workout in the evening, it's usually about like 6:30, 7:30. And I have a snack before, like it's almost like you think about dinner, and then I have half of the dinner before, around like 4:30, 5, and then I have the other half of the dinner about like 7:30. So I don't sleep, I don't go to bed hungry. It's just the way I work out, and works for me, because by the time I do my workout, I'm not feeling full stuffed, and by the time I go to sleep, I don't feel full and uncomfortable to sleep. So that kind of works for me. So sometimes I just have all these small days, small portions throughout the day. I don't even call it lunch or dinner, because it just becomes like these small portions. So you don't have to label your meals. Like if you eat at 4, you don't have to call that half dinner, and then you eat again at 1/2, and then you have to call dinner number 2. You don't have to. It's just food, and you're just honoring your body. You're just eating when you're hungry. That's what matters. And that's it, guys. So if you have any questions, if there's something here you'd like more tips and you'd like more clarification, please let me know. I am so excited to do this with you guys. I'm going to do that myself too. I haven't done this in a very, very long time. And it's going to be really interesting. And as you know, there is no judgment, there's no shame. If there's anything going on for you and your food, and you're feeling like uncomfortable, don't feel pressure to share anything. Don't feel that we're here judging you or judging your food choices. That is not the point of it. So this is about learning about ourselves and sharing. Things just get easier, and we can just share the load and really connect to other people's experience when we see those other people going through the same things we're going through. So some of you already know me, but some of you don't know me very well. And my journey, I went through my own eating disorders a long time ago, about 7 years ago. I've been recovered for 7 years, and I went through all these stages and all these things. And I really know how it feels, and I really know how you're feeling right now. So just know that, this is not about the willpower. This is not about doing things right or wrong. There is nothing wrong with you. And right now, at the moment, you're probably just using food to cope. And all you need to do is just learn different ways to cope. And the first step is to learn what's going on. And this is what this challenge is about. You just learn about yourself. Where do you need to go next? You're going to do all of this, and we're going to get really clear on what's the next step for you, because each one of us have different steps to go first. Some of us need to go in and work with our emotions and see a therapist. Others have to learn a little bit more about intuitive eating and let go of dieting. Others just need to be in peace with their body image and work on their body. You know, like we're all different and we all have different directions to go. And I'm gonna help you do that. So the other really interesting thing is I'm gonna give free coaching for 1 month to one of you. So if you want to tag me and on the email you receive, there's some infographics there and things you can share and tag me that, and I'm gonna pick one person that is gonna work with me for 1 month for free. And yeah, can't wait for that. I think that's gonna be really nice. And that's all. Thank you so much. I hope you make good use of this. I'm here for you. If you have any questions, if you need anything, please let me know. Message me, email me, comment here below, and I'll be more than happy to help you. That's it, my loves. Take care, and I'll see you soon. Bye.